Hello. Started playing a very fun game. It's called Logicbots, where you get to build the robot to make it through different courses. There's up to 40 or 50 different um, challenges that they have built, plus a sandbox arena. I hope you're going to enjoy it. I'm going to show you how to build. This is a basic tutorial because I'm building a very basic robot in this first one. But I'm going to do some things that you don't necessarily need to do with it being as easy as it is for this first one, but I'm doing it so that you can see the process, making it easier to build your robots later. So hope you enjoy it. Okay, we're going to start out. You start out with your bench and you select the main body. You only have one choice. So let's see how it highlights and grays out when you can place it. So we now have our robot placed. Now, they don't talk about this, but just a little bit in the tutorials. I do want to show you something that's important to do is the snap lines. You really do want to put these lines on the robot, and it helps you with making sure that the placement of your wheels are even so that you're not zigzagging with your robot later. Here, I'll create a third one and then delete it just so you can see the process. You select the plane that you want to place this thing in, and then you just place it over here. Like if I'd had two sets of wheels instead of one, maybe I would have placed it here. You give it a name, and there it is. But I don't need that one, so I'm going to delete it. Okay, now we have the capability to add wheels, so let's add some wheels. And I'm going to place it, and notice it will snap easily to that green line that I'm following, or in the case where you have the intersection of the two lines, it'll snap right onto it. This is really nice, helps you a lot. Now this is the right one, so I want it to turn normal for the right wheel. Spin around to the left side. Going to do the same thing with the wheel, catch it right in that intersection. Left wheel, normal. Now we want our sensors on the front to be able to follow the line. So let's look at our sensors. Line sensor. And I'm going to try this two different ways. I usually put a bar on the front so that they're exactly level and equidistant. It's easy to do with a bar, but I'm going to try it without this time. So I'm going to place this. I'm immediately going to select it again, and I'm going to name it the right sensor. When I do multiple sensors, I'll do right inner, right outer, right middle, left inner, outer, middle, so that I know exactly where they're at. All right, let's place another sensor. And let's look, and this is one place where you could actually put those snap lines as well to make sure they're exactly matching up. And then let's name this one left sensor. All right, now we're going to need something to keep the front up and off of the floor. Let's see how that ties in. It's a little bit large. Just delete that. I'm going to try the caster ball. It's not quite as big. It is a little more expensive though, so when you're trying to accomplish low cost, you have to be very careful about the cost of the different items. All right, let's look at the circuit board. Now, you always have to do this first. No, you don't have to do it first, but you do need to do it so that you have a placement for your items. I always shove it all the way over to the right, just a personal preference, and I'll leave a 4 square area at the top because that's usually where I put things. Okay, so our right sensor, I put it here, left sensor, and place it down below. Now for this first one, we're trying to follow a single line, and let me show you what we're going to try to do. These are the objectives, what we're trying to accomplish. It costs less than 400. We're trying to complete the level in less than a minute 20 seconds, and we're going to follow a smooth black line. All right, so here's our black line, and let's move it up. So we're just have a smooth black line. We can't run into any obstacles, and we need to make it to the finish line. So let's go back and edit the robot. Now, if we take the left sensor and we turn the right motor off anytime the sensor hits the black line, then that would cause the left motor to continue and us to actually turn a little bit to the right. So let's try that, and then let's also do the same with this. Now we may have to fine tune the placements of the sensors a little bit. Alright, so now let's see if we can't try this and see how successful we are with this simple of a robot. Here we go. Alright, I've turned the sound down. You'll see that every time it goes just a little bit outside the lines on one side or the other, that wheel reverses very briefly, or actually stops very briefly, and that gets us back to following the line. See, we're following it around the curve, so everything's working. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up so that you can see the end and see what our result is from this very simple robot. And looks like we're going to make it through the course with no difficulty. And there we are. And not only that, but we achieved each of the possible scores for speed, low cost, low parts, low number of gates, or actually this is not always low number of gates, but some special scoring. So I hope you enjoyed this first tutorial. I've enjoyed putting it together for you. I hope it helps you learn the game. I'm going to be doing more tutorials, so if you would, or if you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Look forward to seeing you again soon.